Pete Maravich, better known as Pistol Pete, was one of the best NBA players of the 70s.
YouTube, what it do? It's your boy JoJo London, and I'm back with another banger. Today, I got for y'all a highly requested player, your boy Pete Maravich, better known as Pistol Pete. Yes. I'm requesting this one. I just completed my Larry Bird Courtship of Rivals series, so if you haven't watched that already, watch that. That's a classic. I feel like it's gonna tune y'all more about Magic and Larry. And I got some more content on the way. But before that, we got how good was Pete, or Pistol Pete Maravich, actually. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe. It's your boy JoJo London, and I hope to entertain y'all. Let's do it.
A dribbling magician, outstanding shooter, and arguably the greatest NCAA player ever. Pete was playing a brand of basketball 40 years ahead of his time, and players today can't even do some of the stuff the Pistol did in the 70s.
Here's
the career retrospective of Pete Maravich and how
it.
his showmanship influenced future NBA stars, who stole a lot of their moves from the Pistol.
He got some game.
And the origin of the Pistol.
Right.
Pete Maravich was born in 1947, and basketball was in his blood. His father, Press, was a professional player for 2 years in the NBL and BAA, two leagues that merged and became the NBA in 1949.
Okay.
He then started coaching, and because of his job, the Maravich family had to move a lot. The only constant for Press and his son Pete was basketball, which was a dish served for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. While Pete was only an infant, he already started dribbling, and by the age of 7,
you could tell when a player gonna be nasty by their body size. Like, look at his size, y'all. Look at his frame. And the players he's playing against already look older than him by default, and he already looked like a bucket. Trust.
Started playing organized basketball. When Press Maravich coached at Clemson University, he would always bring Pete to practices and games.
Clemson.
The two would always talk about basketball in some shape or form. Pete would dribble the basketball on his way to school, while he rode on a bike, and even slept with the ball. At the age
He was a magician. I'm telling y'all. He had that.
of 12, he was practicing up to 10 hours a day.
10.
His father taught him the fundamentals, but Pete loved basketball so much that he started improvising, and countless hours in the gym all alone gave birth to some of the most spectacular moves the NBA has ever seen. But more on that later. As a freshman, Pete started playing for Daniels High School in Clemson at the age of 14.
What? 14?
As a freshman, Pete started playing for Daniels High School in Clemson at the age of 14. But he barely played on a team filled with seniors. And even when Pete would come into the game, the older guys avoided passing him the ball. The crowd also laughed when they saw the small, skinny 14-year-old on the floor.
It was hated.
The hell out of Pete. However, one single shot changed everything. Pete's team was down by 1 in the last seconds. Because he hardly ever had the ball, the opponents never guarded Maravich. So the Daniels coach decided to pass the ball to Pete. He got the open shot and made the game winner. And it was then that he received the nickname Pistol Pete.
Oh, that's cold. Oh, that's cold, chat. So you telling me he had one open shot and somebody gave him the iconic name of Pistol Pete? He got to be a CIA agent.
It was
Can't
given
be
to him
real.
by a reporter who noticed that when Pete shot towards the basket, it looked like he was pulling out a gun. The nickname remains, and the legend of the Pistol Pete was born. NCAA GOAT. After graduating from high school, Pete and his father decided that Pete should go to prep school for another year. He was 6'3" at the time, but he weighed just over 130 pounds. And could not withstand physical duels at the college level. So he spent a year at the Edwards Military Academy, where he grew to 6'5" and bulked up to a respectable 160 pounds. He improved his game tremendously. At the same time, his father Press got the head coaching job at Louisiana.
I'm trying to tell y'all, shout out to all the basketball dads. The fathers are the real reason why these players turn to stars, yo. Because the dad had the vision. If I send his ass to boot camp, his ass gonna get big because he's gonna be eating, hitting them up, push-ups. Hey, Larry push-ups. And you feel me? I'm be working on my game for that discipline. His dad seen the vision for him.
State, which was known for football, but had a minuscule basketball program. Press asked Pete to attend LSU and join him, which Pete bluntly rejected because he wanted to play for a renowned basketball college. However, after Press threatened to kick him out of the house, he decided to join his father at LSU. Under his father's tutelage, Pete became a superstar and would set records that will likely never get broken. In his freshman year, he averaged 43.6 points per game.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Did he just say 43 points? Did he just say 43 fucking points, bro? What the? Did he just say a freshman averaged 43 points, bro? Did he say a freshman? No way, chat. What the hell?
Were not allowed to play on the varsity team.
How?
LSU would often watch the freshman games and then leave once Pete's game was done, and wasn't even interested in watching the varsity team. Pete led the freshmen to a 17-1 record that season, while the varsity team, led by Press, had a record of 3-23.
Oh, that was bad.
In his sophomore year, Pete was able to play for the varsity team and immediately asserted himself as the primary option on offense. With 42 average, he was the NCAA's top scorer that season, and he repeated that feat as a
How? 40 points. Send 5 at him. 6. 40.
junior with 44.2 points, and as a senior with 44.5 points per game.
Bruh, 45 points, bruh. This is man, this can't be real, bro.
Along with 2 National College Player of the Year awards. In the 3 years he spent on the varsity team, Pistol Pete scored 3,667 points in 83 games, averaging an incredible 44.2 points per game.
What is his career high? What is y'all leave in the comments, what is his career high? 44.
Almost every NCAA scoring record to this day. And what's even more impressive is that he broke all those records in the era without the three-point shot. Former LSU coach Dale Brown charted every shot Maravich scored. And because he shot many jumpers from long distances, Brown calculated that Pete would have averaged an astounding 57 points per game if his long jumpers counted as threes. A globetrotter in the NBA.
57?
An astounding 57 points per game. An astounding 57 points per game.
Bruh, it gets to the point where we just saying numbers, bro. 57 average estimated. If we include the hyperlogical, y'all hear me? Hyperlogical 3-pointer.
Bro, what are you talking
57.
about, man?
Pistol Pete was the most known player in the country by the time he finished college.
And he got swag. He got that cool, I don't want to say white boy swag, but he got that white boy John Lennon swag. You know what I'm talking? He got that swag.
Where to continue his career. He was contacted by half the ABA teams, many NBA teams, but also the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, he was
who offered
different.
Maravich $1 million to join them. Maravich dribbled the ball like a Globetrotter. He shot the ball better than all of them, and he knew every basketball trick in the book. Between the legs, behind the back, dribbling 2 balls at the same time.
Yeah, he was a
you name it,
prodigy.
Pistol Pete was doing it. If he had joined the Globetrotters, he would have been the first white member, but he'd fit right in because of a unique skill set. However, his dream was to play in the NBA like his dad.
He wanted to be the best.
Was selected with the 3rd pick by the Atlanta Hawks in the stacked 1970 NBA draft. In the rookie season, Maravich was under tremendous pressure after signing a contract
Atlanta
worth nearly $2 million for 5 seasons. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history. However, he immediately proved that he is one of the best players in the world and that his big contract is justified.
He's
Maravich
cold.
23.2 points.
He's nasty.
4.4 assists per game as a rookie, which was the 8th best scoring output that
Woo!
season. The 2nd season was supposed to confirm Pistol's superstar status, but he contracted mononucleosis.
What? What? What is that, chat? Wow, don't tell me, bro. He was a legend, bro. Don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me, bro.
Which caused him to lose 20 pounds. As a result, Pete missed 16 games.
Come on,
the illness
Chad.
slowed him down to 19.3 points per game. But Pistol Pete would bounce back in his 3rd season, averaging 26 points and 7 assists per game, making his first All-Star team. In his 4th and final season with the Hawks, Pete was the 2nd best scorer in the league, with 27.7 points per game.
Oh my
The Hawks
gosh.
played miserably and didn't even make the playoffs.
Damn.
3 straight first-round playoff exits. We got the Jazz.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Pistol.
New Orleans Jazz joined the NBA in 1974, and in the expansion draft, they acquired Maravich from the Hawks for 2 players and 4 draft picks.
Okay.
In doing so, they signed the local hero, considering that the Jazz Arena was less than 100 miles away from LSU.
Oh, let's do
Joining
it.
a newly established franchise is a double-edged sword, and Pete learned that the hard way. Yes, he was a beloved superstar. and
Okay.
all the fans wanted to see him play, but on the flip side, the New Orleans Jazz wasn't any good. Just
Damn.
like most new teams aren't. The Jazz didn't make the playoffs until until 1984, 5 seasons after Maravich left the team and their relocation to Utah. But even though he never made the playoffs, Pistol Pete was playing the basketball of his life with the Jazz.
He was a
One of
bucky.
the most unstoppable players in the league. He averaged 25.2 points.
He was a bucky.
5.6 assists in 5.5 seasons with the franchise, during which he led the NBA in scoring with 31 points per game in 1977,
31?
along with 3 All-Star appearances and 3 All-NBA nods. On February 5th, 1977, in a game against the New York Knicks, the Pistol scored 68 points,
68?
a career high, and at the time, the most points ever by a guard. The feat is even more impressive when we know that he was guarded by Walt Frazier, one of the premier defensive guards of the 70s.
It's crazy because he's a black guy. Let's end it right there. It's not because he was a premier defender. He was a black guy. 68 on Walt Frazier, Hall of Famer, by the way.
And that he scored 68 without a three-pointer. In 1978, Maravich played the best all-around season of his career, averaging 27 points, 6.7 assists, and a career-high 2 steals per game.
He's
He would have
nasty.
probably led the league in scoring once again, and likely even pushed the Jazz to the playoffs.
If he would have been playing for a winner, multiple MVPs.
But he unfortunately injured his knee halfway through the season and
Damn.
was forced to miss the final 32 games of the season. Before he got hurt, the Jazz had a
His
winning
shot
record
was-
due to a 10-game win streak. After Maravich went down, they lost 8 in a row, and their playoff hopes were shot dead.
Damn.
Fortunately for Maravich and the Jazz fans, knee injuries plagued Pete for the rest of his career, as he only played 2 more years in the NBA. After the Jazz moved to Salt Lake City in 1979, they traded Maravich mid-season to the Celtics, where he
Damn.
teamed up with rookie Larry Bird. It was the first NBA.
Whoa. Is that
Maravich
Larry
mid-season to the
motherfucking Bird?
Celtics, where he teamed up
Oh my fucking God. Larry Bird and Pistol Pete on the same squad? Is this real? Crazy.
point line, and Maravich immediately proved what kind of a shooter
This
he
is
was.
crazy.
The Pistol shot 67% for 3
Oh
in his final
my
year,
God.
with bad knees that severely hampered his movement. Legacy.
Oh
Pistol
my
Pete was
God.
a basketball savant, and he played basketball 30 or 40 years ahead of his time. At the time of his retirement, he had by far the best handles in NBA history, and many of the greatest ball handlers took
Oh
many
my
pages
gosh.
out of Pete's ball handling book. He was a trendsetter that inspired generations, and if your favorite ball handler didn't
He
love
was
the
nasty.
Pistol, they likely stole some moves from someone who stole from Pete. That LaMelo Ball underhand full court pass, Maravich did that in the 70s. Magic Johnson's around-the-back defender freeze and then pass, Maravich did that too. Hook shot like Kareem, turnaround jumper like MJ, or readjusting his jump shot mid-air like Larry Bird. It was all routinely done by the Pistol. When he was in the game, the NBA was dominated by centers like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem, and guards like him were unicorns.
He was one of
Other than
one.
Jerry West, nobody else attempted that many jump shots, let alone made them with great accuracy.
Man,
An
Pistol had been
unbelievable
legendary.
layup game, finishing with both hands, killer handles, and the ability to both score and pass. Pistol Pete is most often compared to Steve Nash,
Okay.
who came to the NBA 16 years after Maravich retired.
Damn.
He played in a three-point era. He would likely average around 30 points per game, and if he played in a better team, he could have easily been an MVP multiple times.
Yeah, I
and won a
said
few
it.
Championships.
I said it.
However, Pete didn't have the best of luck in his career
Said it.
and life. In one interview in 1974, Pete said, "I don't want to play in the NBA for 10 years and then die of a heart attack at 40, but unfortunately, that's precisely what happened." His NBA career was cut short after 10 years due to knee injuries.
What the
And in 9 of 10 seasons, his teams had a losing record. And then in 1988, almost like he predicted it, he died of a heart attack at the age of 40 when he was playing pickup basketball. An
This is
autopsy
crazy.
revealed the cause of death to be a rare heart defect. He had been born with a missing left coronary artery. He lived for basketball, was a gym rat all his life.
This makes
and
no
ultimately
sense.
Died on the court. His last words were, "I feel great."
Wow. Yo, that's Pistol Pete is the definition of ball is life. Long live Pistol Pete, man. But y'all, if y'all want to see more videos like this, y'all recommend them down below. Pistol Pete, man, he was cold. If you want to see a Pistol Pete highlight reaction, we definitely crank that one for y'all. Y'all know the deal. Like if y'all don't know, we recently hit 1,000 subs, so I'm very grateful. Road to 10,000 subs has just began, so I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy this journey with me. It's your boy Georgia London. I'm gonna see y'all boys next time. All right, let's do it.
All right, y'all. That's it for tonight. Peace out.